welcome back to another Everything's Regular video. Here in the garage, man, with the little one, getting the bike all shined up. We are heading out tomorrow, so that should be fun. Alrighty, guys, we just made it to our first stop. We are like halfway point, basically. But this thing is rolling, guys. With these bars, man, this thing is a lot more comfortable than it was before. This thing is looking so bomb right now. Oh my god, man. Let me know what y'all think about it.
Hi, I'm Black Dragon, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Black Dragon Biker TV. And as always, I'd like to thank you for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. Imagine you're a guy who wakes up and decides to go for a Saturday afternoon ride out of town. You're going to go visit one of your friends. And on your way, you go to pass a motorcycle club that's riding down the highway. A guy drops back and tries to kick you off your motorcycle. For what? You can't imagine. It is a harrowing experience, and one that was experienced by a young man who has a channel called Everything is Regular, who is a motovlogger much like myself. The interesting thing about this is that I've been getting this video for about the past week, maybe week and a half, from dozens of my viewers wanting to know my reaction to this video. And I've thought about it. I've been thinking about this reaction because I am the guy who did the video passing one percenters and other motorcycle clubs, where I tried to explain to motorcycle clubs the best way to pass outlaw motorcycle clubs, one percenter motorcycle clubs, and other motorcycle clubs in general, such that you wouldn't find yourself in a situation where someone was trying to hurt you for no reason at all. And these are kinds of things that do happen, and they happen between motorcycle clubs. So what I say is not something that's etched in stone, but if you're doing 85 and another motorcycle club is doing 65, and that motorcycle club is a dominant motorcycle club or a 1%er motorcycle club or an outlaw motorcycle club, and you're not, there are ways that you can pass them with their permission that keeps you from having to deal with these guys down the road at the next gas station or something like that. So sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, but it gives you something to do rather than sit behind someone and twiddle your thumbs while you're trying to get down the road because you have places to go. So we tell you how to do that, and sometimes people think, well, this is the only way, or what Black Dragon says. Listen, everything Black Dragon says, there is an alternative universe out there or a different way that it happens. I give you my experiences and things that we've done, things that I have done that have worked for me and my club and other clubs that I have talked to, who folks have called me up and said, you know what, Black Dragon, that's exactly the method I used to pass a motorcycle club, and it worked just fine. And other folks have hit me up and said, that didn't work well for me. So we're just trying to keep people safe, alive, and motorcycling and having a great time. So some people will look at that as a protocol, and other people will look at that as just a way to stay safe. But in that video, a lot of times people have asked me, well, what if I'm riding by myself? Am I bound by the same protocols that a motorcycle club would be? And my answer has been resoundingly no. You're no different than a car or a truck or a 18-wheeler or a Corvette or something. You're no different than a regular old person driving down the road and sees traffic moving slower than them. You get over in the left-hand lane and go around. But like I say, for everything I say, there will be something different that goes on. And in this young man's situation, he gets up early one morning. Maybe it was a weekend morning. He goes out, polishes on his bike a little bit, wipes it off with the rag, and there his darling 2-year-old. I assume the child's about 2. I could be a little off, but looked like a 2-year-old to me, maybe 3, or maybe 18 months, but a young child helping daddy wipe his bike off. And neither do the two of them know that he would come close in a harrowing ordeal that may have put him in a situation where he would never have seen his daughter again, kicked off of his motorcycle simply for closing in on a motorcycle club that he describes as the Hells Angels, and one of the members drops back and tries to kick him off his motorcycle. It's crazy, and I'm going to show you a clip of it. Take a look at it right now, and I'll be right back with my reaction. Go ahead and roll that clip.
What's up, guys, man? Welcome back to another Everything's Regular video. Here in the garage, man, with the little one, getting the bike all shined up. We are heading out tomorrow, so that should be fun. But yeah, let's check it out. Alrighty, guys, we just made it to our first stop. We are like halfway point, basically. But this thing is rolling, guys. With these bars, man, this thing is a lot more comfortable than it was before. This thing is looking so bomb right now. Oh my God, man. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comments below. We done gassed up $20, 4 gallons. We got about an hour left until we get to some city. So stay tuned with us and come ride with your boy. Alrighty, guys, we just made it to the city, basically. About 30 miles out, but riding pretty good, man. It's fucking crazy. One of those fucking Hells Angels tried to fucking kick me off my bike. I think I got it on the GoPro. Like, you're not about to fucking put my life on the line over some motorcycle shit.
So you could see it. Absolutely crazy. So a lot of the videos that I've gotten have been like, or a lot of the questions I've gotten, people sending me this video have been like, the latest one was, you need to tell that young punk that you don't go pulling up on no 1%er motorcycle club, and he's so stupid, and you train him, Black Dragon, teach him what he needs to know. And I'm having a hard time with that, because I don't think as a civilian you have any responsibility in America to cower to anyone for any reason. And I just got to be honest with you. Somebody coming at you trying to kick you off your motorcycle, I couldn't see a patch at that point. There's no patch that I can see, no reverence that I can give. I can only see an aggressor trying to kill me at that point. And at that point, there's two things you can do: flight or fight. Fight could mean 2 in the chest, a handful of marbles thrown at you, my get-back whip across your face, or my superior experience and knowledge in motorcycle handling, where that trick that you try would get you put into the side of a rail, put you off of the side of the highway or into a 18-wheeler or passing car, because we've been doing this a long time. And those kind of tricks, they don't scare some folks. So I always will show and give deference and respect up until the point that you've decided that I don't deserve any respect. And when you have decided that what you believe in is so important that someone has to die for it, I don't intend to die for what I believe in. But I don't mind making you die for what you believe in the words of one of my Marine buddies who used to say that all the time. I don't buy it. I don't buy into it. It's absolute BS, and it's a bully move, an intimidation move, and actually it's an assault. And to me, it's attempted murder, and it deserves an equal response. So no, I don't agree that the young man did anything wrong except ride his motorcycle. And what I would tell him his greatest mistake was, he found out on his own. He found that his greatest mistake was that he left the house naked. And he said that in his video, never leave the house naked. Never get on the road naked. And getting on the road naked means that you don't have anything to defend yourself with. And not having anything to defend yourself with is like walking through a mountain pass in California. You're going to be jogging through the mountains, and you don't realize that maybe 4 or 5 people are killed a year or attacked a year by mountain lions, and here you are in the forest walking around in a place like California where there's mountain lions and you don't have any way to protect yourself. You look like an absolute fool. And this whole thing about running people off of the road with motorcycles, I have this video right here where a guy was run off by another club, and you can see this guy hit the grass and actually run over a sign, and only the grace of God kept this guy on his motorcycle. You hit the grass at 40, 50 miles an hour. I've done that before. I've actually been run off the road by a car. When I hit that grass, I didn't stay up like this guy. I actually, I did the same thing. I broke a sign and did a lot of damage to my Gixxer 1000 that I had at the time. So I had a friend that hit a sign like that once, about a knee-high sign, and it just about took his leg off. If he didn't have the steel-toe boots, he would have lost his whole leg, the bottom half of his leg from the ankle down. It did cut him terribly. They had to cut that boot off of him and stitch him. It was the boot that held his foot together. So when you're playing with somebody like this, you're playing with their life. And to me, I don't give a damn what you're talking about, what patch you got on your back, what your issue is. Your issue is to hurt somebody over some BS. And in America, I don't see why we need to play that game. So yeah, I'm the guy who made the video about Dodge Rider. When Dodge Rider got into it with a motorcycle club, and they tried to kick him off his bike, and you say, well, what's the difference? The difference was Dodge Rider was trying to pass a motorcycle club on a two-way street on a mountain. The speed limit's 25. He wants to pass at 40. And when he ran into the head-on traffic with the illegal pass over the double yellow lines, he jumped in the middle of a motorcycle club. And they weren't happy with it, and they were trying to get him out of their pack. He was being unsafe, and they were trying to kick his ass off of his bike. And to me, that's completely different than somebody riding down the highway, minding their own business. They're rolling, doing their thing. As they get ready to pass, they see you, and somebody drops back and tries to kick them off their motorcycle, and then starts weaving his motorcycle backwards and forward, trying to weave in front of them, trying to keep them from passing, until all of a sudden they decide that you now have the good grace to pass after you've tried to kick me off my motorcycle. So I just will tell you a couple of things. Fight or flight. That's what you have to be worried about when someone attacks you. And to me, that's the most important thing to talk about. And that's being attacked. And how do you protect yourself? What is the maneuver that you use to protect yourself from some idiot trying to kick you off your motorcycle? So there's a video where this guy kicks a car, and he kicked the car, and the reaction of the car caused the car to wreck, turn over another car, and somebody could have been actually seriously hurt. I don't know what the result of that was, but when he kicked the car, the reaction of the car is what is what caused the wreck. I mean, he kicked the car and he did absolutely nothing to the car. If the car had just continued in its mode of travel, kicking that car doesn't do anything to it. There's not enough force and energy. It's usually your fear and your reaction of fear that makes you run off the road. So we practice these kind of maneuvers in my club, motorcycle jousting and motorcycle wrestling, so that we can be superior riders. And the counter to that would-be kick is to throw your foot straight out, aim it at somewhere around the guy's hip or seat area, and counter steer hard. If you're going to the left, counter steer your motorcycle so you'll drop hard into his motorcycle with your foot stuck out. And when your foot hits his motorcycle, he's kicking, but you're going straight for his motorcycle. Once you make contact with your foot, you steer hard, you counter steer hard to run him completely off the road, and you accelerate. And the force of your acceleration with your foot on his bike, that gives you the buffer you need to just push his butt right on off the road or into something, target an 18-wheeler or target a car to put him into or target the side of the road to put him off of. Now, I'm going to leave a link up here in the description that tells you a little bit about weight distribution on foot pegs to allow you to understand how to steer your bike almost hands-free just by distribution of weight and that sort of thing. And they have a little video about it, and it will go to kind of get your mind mentally prepared for motorcycle jousting, as it were, to keep your motorcycle safe and underneath you and to withstand somebody doing something crazy like this. And I'll probably make a video that shows you how to do this and how to protect yourself. Because if this is the kind of thing that's going on out there, I don't believe that a man should not make it back home to see his child because he was riding his motorcycle down the street and minding his own business, and someone decided they wanted to kick him off his motorcycle to prove some sort of point of superiority or something like that. This is not what I believe America's all about. And I believe respect is given and respect is earned, and all men deserve to be respected when it comes time to do that. And another thing, I believe, I live in a place where you can carry a weapon on your motorcycle, and in many places you can. And being naked is being without your weapon. And I believe that you need one magazine is never enough. My rule of thumb is you need to have 10 magazines. So if you got a 16-round magazine or a 15-round magazine, 10 magazines gives you 150 rounds of ammo. And so you can have a good, long, extended, prolonged firefight if that's what you need to do to protect yourself. I say 200 rounds is not too much, the more the merrier. And I say that because it's better to need. It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. So I would have that in your tank bag or whatever the case may be, because you never know when things will get frosty. Because to be honest with you, this guy coming in kicking at you and you drop 2 in his chest and he's trying to take your life, in my opinion. You put 2 in his chest and leave him laying on the side of the road. Now you got some buddies that are going to be turning around to come at you. So at this point, you might want to pull the motorcycle over, get behind it, and if you've got enough ammunition to hang out a while, then it's on like a chicken bone. Now, we say fight or flight, and in this case, the young man decided that flight was better, to not escalate the situation, which there is, like they say, discretion is the better part of valor. So you're facing 6 or 7 guys on motorcycles and one guy's acting a fool. Maybe you have to let him go. Maybe that's the time when you say, hey, this ain't really worth it. And that's why we talk about the MC protocol, where I tell guys, if you don't have that heart, that's not what you're about, then you don't need to be trying to pass folks up. And if you do, you got to be using some signs and things that they will recognize as a respectful way to do it. And unfortunately, that's just the way that goes. So if you're by yourself and you're facing the same situation. Maybe for him, the best thing to do was to let it go, because he's got a little girl to get back home and see. Let it go like he did and move on and go on about your business. But sometimes when people are doing that kind of thing, there is no letting it go. Sometimes they're going to push until they kill you or hurt you real bad. And so not being naked means being prepared to take care of yourself at all times with as much shock and awe as you could possibly have to handle your situation. And that's what a man does. A man is capable of handling his situation at all times, no matter what the challenges that he faces. Because you're a man first. You're a man before you're a biker. You're a man before you're in a motorcycle club. You're a man when you wake up. When somebody kicks in your front door and they're gonna come and take your worldly possessions and rape your wife and steal your children, it's a man that comes running to their front door. You don't care what they are, who they're affiliated with. Sometimes even cops have been shot. You don't know who's coming in your front door. So when someone's coming in your front door, when someone's coming after you, someone's trying to attack you, they're not doing the right things, or you feel like your life is threatened, you got to protect yourself at all times. And that's my reaction to that video. Protect yourself at all times. And like the young man said, don't find yourself naked. Well, what do I do, Black Dragon, if I'm in a city that doesn't allow for me to have a gun? Well, there's other things that you can have to protect yourself. And sometimes I say have the gun anyway. Hell, it's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I hate to have to make a video like this, but if you want to know what my reaction is be prepared to fight at all times, no matter what happens, no matter who it is. And be prepared to protect yourself. And when discretion is the better part of valor, be prepared to make the right choices depending on the situation that you're in. But if somebody doesn't want to let it go, help them see their creator. That's who they're trying to find, it seems. They're trying to find the answer to life itself in the Zen cloud. So let them go there. So I hate to make a video like this because it really, really sucks. But, not everything in life is gravy. And I've talked to you guys for a little bit on it, 20 minutes. I think that's a good amount of time to talk on that subject. For the most part, motorcycle riding is fun and great and beautiful all by itself. It gets complicated when you get into motorcycle clubs and all of that. And those of us that are in motorcycle clubs, we accept that. That's part of the set. That's part of what we live for. And we love it as much as we hate it. But independent bikers, civilians I call them, independent bikers who are riding their motorcycles, enjoying themselves and living and loving life, I don't feel like you need to be caught up in the MC world at all, because that's not what you signed up for. And no one should impose that on you, not for any reason. And you won't get the Black Dragons channel to back it up. And the thing I hate is this kind of thing makes every motorcycle club look bad. Because people don't know the difference between us. They don't know our colors. They don't know who's what, who's a bad guy. They don't know any of that. All they see is a motorcycle club. And this video, as many times as it's been sent to me, has probably been viewed by tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, and eventually millions of people. And every one of those people that live here in the United States is a voter. Somebody that's going to vote for and against laws that deal with bikers. And if they see this kind of thing, bikers see this kind of thing, independent bikers see this kind of thing, the governor's wife, the mayor, the woman in charge of the booster club, they see this kind of thing and they think of us as animals out here. And law-breaking thugs, someone that would actually, you can't see that video and see that man's little baby girl and not imagine what it would be like for him not to get back home to her. You just can't see that and imagine that and feel like there's any reason that should have happened to him on that day for riding down the street. And so motorcycle clubs don't realize, as they march us closer to what's happening to folks in parts of Australia with the draconian laws that have happened to bikers, these things don't just pop up out of the blue. Oh, let's screw with bikers. We do our own damage to our own clubs, to our own reputations, to our own way of life that we claim that we love, because we don't treasure it, we don't value it, we don't take care of it, and we don't punish the people who, if I love it and somebody in my club is destroying our image, we don't punish that person. We don't put them out our clubs. We just keep them around so they can just keep doing more dumb stuff until finally you got CNN and all these news agencies sitting on the side of the road talking about. And the other thing, like, this is on video. This attempted murder is on video. This attempted assault is on video. Have clubs, do we not realize that there is absolutely almost nothing you can do that somebody doesn't have one of these things? The police have found out you can't put your knee on somebody's neck for 7 minutes. Somebody's going to videotape it. You can't shoot a man in the back who's running from you 7 times. Somebody's going to videotape it. They're finding out every day. Somebody's going to videotape it, and these things don't lie. The motorcycle club would do well to find that out too. Because the more we do in front of these things, the worse it gets for us all. Anyway, I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. We've got gear, blackdragonsgear.com. Check us out at bikerliberty.com, our online news magazine. The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos is our podcast that you can hear this and all my other kinds of rants and ravings on. And Black Dragon's Gear, yeah, that's it. Bikerliberty.com, that's our stuff. I'm exasperated by this. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Listen, thanks for tuning in, and get skinny.